Thanks for the F Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys? How you know who we are?
What's this? They call it the podcast?
Morning Good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, by the way, shout out to Tim's Great Box.
Welcome to Morning Good.
All right, sweet. We're here with Dylan Sullivan,
Hey.
Jimmy Moynihan,
Hello.
and Jake Ricca.
Hey.
And we're in Austin, and I am very hungover. I knew this was happening today, and there's a part of me that's like, I shouldn't go out, but then I always lie to myself. I'm like, oh, well, there'll be enough to talk about if I go out.
Yeah.
So it'll be like a thing. And I had a great time. We hung out with, have you seen that guy who does the Osama bin Laden rookie card?
Yes. Colin.
Dude, he's wild.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like wearing like a green suit everywhere. And then he told me he's like a pedophile hunter.
Yes.
Which-
I've seen that.
Which
Like, does he film himself do it, or he just like in his free time hunts pedophiles?
that would be really noble to not even monetize it, because all of them are
Right.
monetizing it. And I've shat on like the idea a bunch until I met him, because I'm always just like, it's got kind of like a weird reputation of being like just kind of like these dudes that are like, yeah, these fucking, you know what I mean? Like they're excited to catch the pedophiles.
They're
always.
jerking off.
Yeah. They're like, "This fucking sick son of a
They're kind of hoping. They're like, please be one. Please be a pedophile.
Dude, I saw a video of a guy like that. He's like, damn it, he backed out. It's like, well, that's a good thing, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so he ended up being like, what was it? Yeah, he was out like messaging pedophiles while we're at the bars. Dude, he was like, look at this son of a bitch. And I was just like, yeah, it was
Everyone's on Tinder. He's on like a little kid chat room.
yeah. Dude, he was on this thing called Whisper, and I was like, is this by the way, it just sounds like a pedophile app. I don't know who like markets that, but just the name sounds.
What's Whisper?
So, I mean, I had no idea because I'm very much not a
not a
pedophile. I was like, I don't even
pedophile.
understand
Yeah,
this
yeah.
technology.
Whoa.
Yeah. But it was like, by the way, feel free to talk over each other. Like, dude, I'm weird right now. But it is like, what you do is you literally like, he showed me, you post almost like a Facebook thing, like, and the things he posts are like, my parents, I'm grounded, whatever, like sneaking out tonight. So he's like
no.
really getting into the role of it, which is so funny.
Jeez Louise.
And
Is he spelling shit wrong too? Like,
but
to
you
try to
put
be
like a
a
little like
kid?
emoji, like a little frowny face. He's like, my parents are jerks. And then
I write that too, but I'm not pretending to be a child.
yeah. I was also like, dude, I thought it was illegal to pretend to be a child online. I didn't know like anybody like it's. And the thing I always shat on is I thought the pedophiles always got away. I thought it was like just a monetizing. Like I thought it was just like a clout thing. And I was like, oh, okay, well he's just being mean to pedophiles, which isn't like new.
Yeah.
But no, he's like they actually like yeah, they usually have prior stuff and all that. And
'Cause, you know, you're right about that kind of, because like I know there's a bunch of videos where like they would catch someone like in the act, like clear, like got you red-handed, and the police couldn't do shit with the evidence.
yeah.
Like there's like some weird law.
Yeah, but Texas, I don't know if he came here just for this, but I think he's doing shows here too. But it was just, he was like, yeah, Texas, like specifically, like it's like, they're like, if you're going to meet a minor, that's like a crime. So they get you on that.
Ooh, so it's
But-
like bounty hunter style.
Yeah. But it's like, he does, I guess, trivia with them. Have you heard of this?
No. Huh.
It's wild.
Oh, wait.
Him? He does that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that video. Where
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, that's the
if
guy.
they answer how everybody thinks right or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so he says like what he does is the cops are already on their way. And he's like, if you get these answers right, you'll be good. I won't call the cops. And like as they're like,
Wow.
he's like, dude, I can't imagine the pressure of trivia right then. Like in your mind, you're like, dude, I'm going to jail if I can't figure out what the mom's name was on the Jetsons. Like I'm gonna be so fucked. And then you get it, and then you see the cops show up. You're like, God, fucking damn it. Because I was telling him like I have a weird like take on pedophilia. I mean, obviously it's bad. I'm not like it's not bad, but I do feel bad for them in like a lot of ways because I'm like, it's not like they were like, let me just like if you go to have sex with a child, obviously you should throw in jail. But then there's the people that like are pedophiles but don't fuck kids. They just fuck girls that look younger or something like that.
Which kind of pedophiles do you feel bad for?
The ones the ones that are by the way, also just heads up, you guys, we can cut out anything if you guys are like, don't keep it in, but
No,
ones that don't
I'm
act
okay
on
with
it, I
keeping
guess.
this
Yeah,
in.
the ones-
This is great.
I'm good.
The ones that are just like, fuck, I love these kids.
Yeah. Yeah, like those guys, because it's like a lot of them like were molested, and then they're like, yeah, and then they're like, fuck, I like this. But it's like I think there's enough ways around it. Like I don't know, you could maybe like date like a little person that has a good skincare routine or something. I don't know.
Nah, they don't look the same. A little person still looks like a little person. But
Yeah.
there are some people that have a thing where it's like they just look like a kid.
Yeah.
There's a thing.
Dude, I have a friend who all of his girlfriends look young. We give him shit for it all the time. We're like, she's all right. You sure? You sure?
Yeah.
But
Michael, it was good seeing you, man.
This was great, and
Yeah, we've been on for maybe 2 minutes, like 12 minutes. Immediately.
I
into
just got
pedophilia.
to Austin, and
I
then
was
it's
like,
over.
I'm just so hungover that I'm like, topics in my mind. I'm like, I need to talk about something. And I'm like,
And
this.
that is wild, dude.
But
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what's crazy? You still haven't told us what you did last night.
That's what I did. I hung out with the pedophile.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. And it was one of those nights where like, I don't know why you do this. Do you ever like, I just saw beer and I was like, I just want to drink this as fast as I can right now. And there's a certain energy that was just going around the room. And I thought, by the way, he was not. I was like, we're not going to talk to chicks tonight because I'm with Colin, the pedophile hunter.
Right.
I'm probably going to have him on the next episode, but I'm like, there's no way like this is gonna be. And like he was actually like girls were about, which because in my mind I'm like that's like a dude thing where like dudes are like catch the pedophiles.
Right.
But there was girls that are like that's like so cool, and I was like, are you okay? Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
He gets tail from catching pedophiles.
I don't know if he does, but at the bars, girls were like, because he also like he's wearing this like bright green suit and like just has a whole vibe to it that people are like, all right, I'm gonna talk to this guy.
Sure.
I feel like every city's not like that. Like New York, there's so many people dressed weird there that nobody's like surprised by it. But here, it's kind of like Key West or like NOLA, where it's like an exciting city. So people see something, they're like, oh, I want to take a picture with this guy in the green shirt.
Yeah.
That like I've heard about this diaper lady.
Oh,
Yeah, I just heard about her this week too.
Yeah.
She's like some homeless lady that wears a diaper or something.
Yeah, but I think she wears it on her head. Everybody's like, I've seen her vagina.
no, she
every
wears
day for
it
the last
on.
month.
She wears it where it's supposed to be, but not all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is her thing? That's just the thing.
Is she's just homeless and she wears a diaper?
That kind of sounds convenient though. If you don't have like access to a public bathroom, it's kind of wise.
Right.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Kind of
Yeah.
responsible, actually.
Yeah.
I've walked by places that just smell like piss. So
Yeah.
she's just cleaning the streets.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, she should be saluted. Well, that's what New York just smells like piss all the time because no place will let you use the bathroom. Like I'll be
Yeah.
sober and I'll be like, I guess I'm gonna pee behind a trash can now because it's
Right.
like there's nowhere. There's literally an app that tells you where you can shit in public. It's like there's a Barnes and Noble in the city that's just home for whoever needs to drop logs. And
Wow.
Is it even like if you're? I'm guessing it's customer only bathrooms is what it is.
yeah. But no, but it's
Okay.
like Barnes and Noble. You don't have like every like if you go to like CVS, you're not using the bathroom there. If you go to anywhere, places will say they don't even have a bathroom, which doesn't make sense. I'm like, I don't think you can have a work environment where there's
Yeah.
no bathroom.
Right.
But,
Possible.
yeah, they're always just like, yeah, you can't. So you end up just pissing all over the place, and that's why the city smells bad. I mean, there's also thousands of millions of people. So
Yeah, dude. So Big Daddy was right. You just pee on walls in New York and it's totally fine.
who said that?
Big Daddy.
Who's Big Daddy?
You ever seen the movie Big Daddy?
Oh, Adam Sandler.
Oh,
Adam
okay.
Sandler.
yeah.
The cover is him pissing on a wall with.
Okay, it sounded like you had a pimp
Ah.
friend that you were referencing that you thought
No.
we both knew. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy G. That's what he always says.
You know Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
But dude, then we got into a weird thing because like we met these girls and this like I had a standoff with the troops. It got weird. Not all of this. The girl I was with was like she's like, "Can I bum a cigarette?" And this guy's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, I was actually a Marine in the movie, and then named something else. And we're like, "Wait, so are you in the Marines or not?" He's like, "I was a Marine in the movie." Like, and he kept saying that. We're like, "Okay, so you're an actor?" He's like, "No, I'm a Marine." And we're like, are you a Marine or not? Like the second part of the sentence totally devalues the first part.
Right.
And then he was just like, dude, he was doing that shit where he's getting like an inch away from your face. And he's like, I was like, dude, are you good? He's like, yeah, everything's good here. He's like, you think I'm trying to fight you? I'm like, you're 3 inches away from my face. Like, I don't think you're trying to hang out. Like, this is a weird thing.
Right.
Then he started going on some like rant about Ulysses S. Grant that was just not interesting. It's really weird when people, he's like, his real name wasn't Ulysses S. Grant. He changed it when he went to West Point. And I was like, I do not care at all.
This guy seems like a fun hang.
Yeah. Great time. Yeah. Nobody's just a random guy that like just would not leave.
Did he follow you around?
No, he was just standing there. He's like, look, I don't want any problems at all. And
Why
you're
don't
like, just not saying anything and just staring at me. And I'm like, all right, dude.
Was there anything keeping you in that location?
Yeah. Why
The
didn't you
girl,
walk
yeah,
away?
yeah.
Oh, the girl.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay here. And it was one of those things too where I was like, I don't know what this guy's thing is. Yeah. But it was just funny too, like me like not wanting to be because he's like like there's a weird level of I'm not gonna say get the fuck out of here.
Right.
It's crazy that like just because he's in the Marines, I will do 50% of what he says. Like in my mind, I'm like, I'm just not gonna like be a total asshole.
I would accuse him of stolen valor.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was saying in a movie. So I was like, I need to get to the bottom. I wasn't going to ask him to show his card, but I was like, it was a very weird dynamic. And yeah, I just want to be like, stand down, soldier. This is my territory or something like that.
Was he trying to like hit on the girl or what?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, so this was like a battle.
Yeah.
You were both going for the same thing.
Yeah. And I was just staring at him straight in the face. And he's just like, and I was like, I can't look like a pussy, but I also don't want to disrespect this like possible veteran. Maybe not, but.
Well, who ended up talking to the girl?
Oh, me, but like,
dude, congrats.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm better than the troops. Yeah. Exactly. It's been decided.
Hero.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's crazy, like the situations that like just end up looking bad. Like there was a fraternity at a college in Florida where this guy peed off of a balcony.
Yeah.
And it hit a troop. Like he literally, and then it's like this fraternity pees on the troops was like the headline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like you just get totally fucked by situations like that.
Yeah. That's like the old fear of like peeing and a bus drives by and then you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Does that actually happen where people end up being put on registries for that?
I feel like you would be, right? If you're like, because first of all, you're peeing in public, which is illegal. But if it's like you're just like peeing, like you think you're behind a bush, and then like a bus drives by and a cop's right there, they get you for that, right? I would think.
Yeah.
That's like a huge irrational fear of mine that I'm just like in this weird situation where like I gotta pee really bad and I'm peeing in a bush and I don't realize there's like an open freeway.
Yeah.
And just driving by and they all have their phones out. I'm like, no.
Well, I always hear a friend who makes up a weird law. He's like, no, technically, if your penis is soft, it's not a sex crime. Just like some weird through. I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. And how would the jury decide that? Like, how would they're like at the angle? They're like, from this picture here, it's like at a certain angle that technically is not a crime. We were talking about, so we're gonna go to like the Springs or whatever, and there's like a nudist. Isn't topless or nudist?
I think there's like a nude section of the Barton Creek or Barton Springs.
We were talking about how funny it would be to go to a nudist beach and only have your penis out. Like you're not naked.
Cut a hole.
Yeah. Or wearing like a suit and just your dick hanging out. It's somehow the most offensive thing, but it's not technically against the rules.
Right.
I'm self-conscious about the rest of my body.
Yeah. You're like, I'm insecure about my gut, but it's like not even ball, like just the penis is funny. Yeah. The balls would be weird too, but I guess you could technically do that as well. But
wait, it's a zipper.
Yeah. Just one ball. But just be like at nudist beach, be talking about like typical stuff. You're like, I've heard it's pretty like the current's pretty strong out there today. Yeah, just like the most.
But just one ball out.
Yeah.
Should I borrow some suntan lotion?
Yeah. just putting sunscreen on your one testicle. I do like getting naked. Like I'm one of those people. Like
really?
I went to a nudist bar in Key West and got completely naked. Just left my socks on. It feels good. I don't know. I like it. I'm not like hanging. I'm not like I don't have a big dick, but it's fun to. I feel like that makes it okay.
Yeah.
Less intimidating.
Yeah. You definitely like if there's just a guy with this big dick out, it looks like like streakers. If there's a streaker with like a tiny penis, it's always funny normally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like.
What was that? What was that?
I don't like being naked unless I have to be. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't think a big.
Do you have sex with clothes on and just?
Well, what I was gonna say, I don't think a big dick is intimidating.
You don't?
No, it's aesthetically pleased. Anyway, I don't know.
There is like a certain like if someone's dick is too big and they're out in public, it's like who's he gonna get?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
That was just the weirdest moment, Jimmy. I don't know what was going on there for a second.
You looked uncomfortable. You felt like you were like.
Is there like a
right
story
now.
behind this or something?
Yeah.
No. No, it's just
Dude, were you molested? This is the weirdest energy that's going on right now.
You're thinking of repressed thoughts right now.
No. I feel like I should talk to my therapist first before I say it on a podcast.
Holy fuck.
Fair.
Dude, my therapist is so funny about it. She's like I went to a dominatrix a couple weeks ago, and I was like so nervous about talking about podcast. My therapist is so just go in. She's like, go see a dominatrix, talk about it on the podcast. Like she like wants to put me in the most anxiety provoking situations.
Your therapist told you?
Yeah.
Do you have anxiety?
Yeah, I have OCD, so it's like weird irrational fears, and you have to like do like you have to like purposely expose yourself to those things.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you actually go to the dominatrix?
Yeah. I talked about it in the last episode, but I told you about it. It was a terrible experience.
You told me about a lot of terrible things. That
Yeah.
Just trying to think, did they step on your balls and like stuff like that?
No, that stuff's dangerous though, dude. There's like a whole community of dudes. Because I'll go on Twitter, like follow dominatrix, and there's like one of my favorite videos is POV of her driving a car, just hitting a guy in a pig costume. Like you're like, oh, is she gonna stop it? And she just hits a dude in a pig costume.
Who comes to that?
Yeah.
Not to kink shame, but I'm like, what happened to you? You were like,
dude, you gotta time that so perfect. You're like, wait for it.
I could like literally be in a like ideal situation. I'm just like, oh damn, it's gonna be another like 20 seconds. Like, how do you time that so well?
Yeah. That sucks when she hits you in the car and you're like, no, drive it back.
Do it again.
It's very Dark Knight-esque. You're like, come on, hit me. I want you to hit me. I want you to do it.
Was this on Halloween or no?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The people with I think the animal stuff, I think they want to be in public wearing. Like, I think that's part of like the thing. Like the people with like the rubber dog masks.
Okay. So this is like a sex thing.
Yeah. But I followed her I was just looking at her stuff because she posts a bunch of ass videos. I'm not, wearing a pig costume, but that's really uncomfortable as a kid that just walked by. I don't know if they can hear out here.
It's pretty soundproof.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's true at all. We heard him laughing in here earlier, so.
That's true. I had this one girl that she made fun of my dick, and then I couldn't get it up. So she's like, your cock is worthless. Worthless cock. Worthless. And then she spit in my face, and I loved it. And I jerked off to that for years. That's still one of my things I go to. Yeah.
Dude, I love how shy you were at the beginning of the podcast, and then you're like, some girl spit in my face and said I was worthless, and I jerk off to it.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. I guess she was an alcoholic.
Okay.
And she got sober, and then like when you're in like
she apologized to you for
when
that?
you're in a 12-step program, you have to like make amends. And she called me and she's like, I'm sorry.
I said your dick's worthless.
Yeah, she didn't say that. So sorry for that night. I was in a dark place, and I did a lot of things without thinking about how I was gonna feel. And I just told her, I'm like, I jerk off to that all the time. Like, you don't have to be upset at all. It's like, but
that's so funny.
Can you say some of the people you've shared with apologize to?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm in recovery. I made amends with my parents. I made amends to friends. That's basically the big ones.
Yeah.
Exes and stuff like that. It's like if you make amends to people, as long as it won't cause like more harm. So if there's like a couple exes, I'm like, they don't want to hear from me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just let them be.
I had a friend call me one time, and he apologized for all the wrong things. He was like, yeah, man, I'm really sorry that one time I took weed from you. And I was like, dude, you one time took my dad's car, drove it drunk on Xanax, and fucked a hooker. And came back. I was like, there was so much other shit that you did. And he's like, yeah, I guess I was blacked out. I don't remember all the real bad things I did.
In his defense, that is pretty cool.
Dude, it was sick.
That is pretty cool.
Dude, it was spring break. I was like mean to him. And he literally was like, yeah, I'm going to go take your dad's car. It went to like a motel. And he comes back. He like fucks this hooker. And then he comes back with this giant dude, like your size, giant beard. It was bike week in Daytona. And he's like, this is Ed. He also went to Florida State University. I'm like, I don't think so. And I also don't care. He's just like, imagine just Hagrid in the corner of the room just drinking Evan Williams with like college kids. And we're like, why the fuck is this guy here?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Was he older too?
Yeah, he was like a 60-year-old guy. And I'm like, why is he here with us? And like not smiling, like literally just drinking Evan Williams. Like, this guy looks like he's gonna murder us.
Like, he definitely gave your friend like whatever drugs he wanted, and that's why he's there.
Yeah,
I would assume, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'll bring you to this party. He's just like, I don't care about anything, probably. Yeah. You're from Melbourne, so is there a big biker like
community
culture there? Yeah.
Not necessarily. There's a lot of people there's a lot of motorcycles, but which is crazy because it is so dangerous to ride a motorcycle in Florida because people drive so erratic. But yeah, no, I had this stage in my life where I wanted to buy a motorcycle. Like really bad.
He could do a motorcycle. I don't think you could do a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Well, he could do like a crotch rocket one, you know. Like I would have to get a Harley.
Yeah.
Me on like one of those fast bikes looks weird.
Yeah. You watch like one of those Yamahas.
So insulting.
Yeah.
What?
Why can't I have a Harley?
I didn't say a Vespa. I said like you'll get like a fast bike.
I just want you to answer me. Why can't I have a Harley?
Harley's like for like the
men.
big dude. Like if me and him had Harleys, it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's like the truck of the bikes.
Because we're big, strong men.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like jacked, dude.
I mean,
maybe like an
I'm
electric bicycle for you could be work.
And I have to ride a crotch rocket.
Well,
maybe like a lime
girls
scooter.
spit in my face. That's fair. Making assumptions. That's fine.
Well, it's like you would if you had like a sports car, you'd be able to get in no problem. I feel like I would need a truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Harley, Vespa.
Yeah.
I'm like a
Crotch rocket.
I'm
what
okay
am
with
I?
it.
I'm
I'll
like
drive a
a
Vespa.
I'm
the scooter Peter Parker drove in Spider-Man.
Wait, I don't even remember. Oh, like the little the paper route
when
one.
he's delivering pizzas.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, you were late again. Gets mad at him and shit.
Man,
With the little clown horn.
beep, beep. I don't know. Peter Parker is an honest guy.
Yeah.
He worked a job and he was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be so much cooler to be fair, everybody I know that drives a motorcycle drives it drunk, which is cool. Like I don't
It's rad.
It is
rad.
pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't like when people are like, cigarettes actually aren't cool. I'm like, no, it's sick. You're literally saying I'm not afraid of cancer.
They're very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Coolest looking aesthetic. Like someone getting on stage that's smoking a cigarette and then talking to you about it. It's like, oh, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't
Also,
like
it
the
gives
smell.
you time to think. If you could be like, I'm hungry.
Oh.
What if it's
Airplanes are weird.
what if all cigarette smokers are really they're just nervous guys that don't know how to fill the silence?
Yeah.
This is them thinking of a response.
I bet they are. I bet there's a lot of people who get like, like, oh, that guy's so pathetic.
Yeah.
Because and he's just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That guy can smoke a cigarette and one inhale. Oh fuck.
What am I
You
doing
think
with
he's-
my life? What am I doing with my life?
Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me.
Yeah.
What's up? They put it on.
Well, it's like there was always the kid in high school that girls wanted to fuck because he was like
Yeah.
quiet and mysterious, but there was always like a stoner guy who was just scared. Like he's
Yeah.
just scared to talk to chicks, and everybody's like, he's so mysterious. Look at him, and he's just like, oh, what's up? But I remember Lucas. He's a guy who you've heard on the podcast. The guy who overdosed on fentanyl. I don't have to say his last name. He's still alive.
Jeez.
We're good.
Okay.
But he would always like drive his motorcycle drunk, and like the way he said it, I was like, dude, you really should not drive tonight. He goes, it's the only way I know how to do it. And it just like rides off. I'm like, that is sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's like, been riding bikes my whole life, not changing anytime soon. And you're like, you might die tonight, but I wouldn't want to change who you are.
Guys like that
Badass.
never die.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really
Heroes will
don't.
be remembered, but legends never die. my
Yeah.
friend.
Well, this fucking guy, dude, it's like literally one of those nights he got in a bike accident. He was doing like wheelies. And like the night, I told him, I was like, hey, don't do that. He's like, it's all I know. And then he also did coke with fentanyl in it. And like this guy does not die.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't care. Whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
I think that applies to that.
Yeah. It's a drunk driving motorcycle.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those things too where it's like whenever somebody dies, it's a weird complex in your brain because you're like, oh man, if only he would have gotten sober. But then there's a little piece of you that's like, but that's who he was. Like it's weird. As a sober guy, you probably have like a different perspective on it. But like I have friends that were like huge drinkers that died, and like it definitely didn't help. And like in your mind, you're like, yeah, but that's who he was. There's no, I mean, he could have gotten sober, lived a great life, but in your mind, you're like, couldn't picture it any other way.
On his own terms.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier to look at it like that. When,
Totally.
You know, it's like, it's more of a bummer to be like, oh, if he only got sober.
Yeah.
But, sobriety is great.
Let him carry the show.
Do you want a cigarette, dude?
It would help so much.
Yeah.
Vape, it doesn't work as well with a vape.
Dude, I've been smoking cigarettes recently, and I like getting back into it. The next morning I don't, but like drunk cigarettes, just nothing beat. Like a vape doesn't really give me the same thing.
It doesn't look cool at all.
No,
it's like so many people you can do them anywhere.
It is cool if you do it like this.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Blow an
That
O.
one's cool.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need my whole hand. I just need.
Look at that.
I am. Do you mind if I take a puff of that and cough my brains out again?
Yeah, just go slow.
Yeah. I do everything so aggressively. Like even when I eat food, I like just cram it in my mouth.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually noticed that.
Yeah.
The other day, you were like,
He loves shutting doors aggressively hard.
you do.
bad.
Yeah, I've been driving Michael around, and he's slamming doors to a point where I have to.
Yeah.
Every time he comes in my car, I'm like, nice and easy. It's just, but that's you. You're living life hard. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. No, it's.
How are you around small animals? Like, you hug them?
I hug them too hard. Yeah. No, everything. Yeah, it's like I like when I smoke cigarettes. I'm like, when I smoke weed, I'm like, and I freak out every time. I've been smoking weed for like a very long time now, and every time I smoke too much weed. Every day of my life, I smoke too much pot.
Why do you still smoke?
Well, because I like. Basically, like what happens is 5 minutes and I have a panic attack that eventually goes away.
Yeah.
And then it's fun. But I always just like every single time I smoke pot, I go, that was way too much. Fuck. And then, which I actually brought through customs by accident. I brought actual weed through customs, which they just don't give a fuck anymore. I know so many people who've brought in cocaine just in their purse, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't even matter now.
You know, for me, when I got high, it was just the exciting part for me was like, being excited about not being high anymore.
Yes.
You know? I'm like, I just can't wait not to be high.
Yeah.
That was fun.
When you're coming down from it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is what it could have been.
Yeah. If I just didn't do this.
Yeah, totally.
But I've also realized that's like a lie to myself, because like whenever I smoke weed as like a 15-year-old and stuff like that, I'll be like, I could have just not smoked weed and I would have been fine. I'm like, well, I probably would have also just been in my own thoughts in a different way, just not as, I guess, aggressively in my thoughts.
Oh yeah, the stirring anxiety of weed. Do you ever like smoke weed and then go on stage?
Yes, and I sometimes goes well. I did a weed show recently, and I did it. And it goes well if I do crowd work, because your material feels so corny.
Yes.
You're like, look at me. You're like, what about this joke and that joke? And you're like, this is so cheesy. You're like, I'm a fake person.
And you never sound like yourself when you're reciting your jokes and you're high.
Yeah. You're like, this is weird. Yeah.
Why would anyone say this?
Yeah. But I remember one time I was really high at a show, and like you do say some things that are like very autistic, and that's funny because it's like such a weird observation. Like these girls like got up and left right when I got on stage, and I was like, I don't even want to perform if the hot whores aren't going to be here. It's like the most insane thing to ever say. Or you'll like have a weird observation about a guy in the front row. You're like, why are you wearing your button like that? And then just go on that for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. And it does help when the audience knows you're high.
Yeah, well, I can't not say it. Like, I'm such a child with that. Like, I have to be like, I'm so fucking high right now. Like, I have to let people know that's what
right.
What's
so they know that you're cool.
Yeah.
So ever since you started smoking, you always got like anxious from it, or like an anxiety attack kind of thing?
Yeah, first time I smoked weed, it didn't really work that well. I got like kind of high, and we planned it so much. Like, I remember I had like a project, and my tutor at the time, she's like, do you smoke weed? She's like this like hot older chick. And I was like, no, I'm back to this weekend. She's like, you should totally smoke weed after this project. You're working hard. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I got like a giant smart water bottle. Like I was like the opposite of peer pressure. I was like, I'm going to go way out of my way to get weed. I was like, I want to do it. I was very like on like the forms. I was like, okay, we'll take exactly like 0.3 milligrams of like cannabis.
Right.
And which I later found out we were smoking like the most cancerous way possible. Like literally like out of a
metal?
fucking Yeah, it was literally a pen cap. Dude, you're just looking so far in the distance right now. Is there something going on outside?
No, I'm just baked out of my mind.
Yeah.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, but it was like a pen cap and then like a socket just covered in tinfoil. And I was like, tinfoil is fine. That's what crackheads smoke out of. So like, they're not making wrong choices.
Wait, that's not bad, is it? I hope not.
That's terrible for you.
It's really
Pretty bad.
Oh no.
People think it like causes Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I've found that out after using tinfoil to smoke as well.
Huh.
I used to smoke hookah all the time.
Oh yeah, that's like all hookah is. Like you have to do with
tinfoil with those cubes on top, dog.
Yeah,
you smoke hookah all the time.
Well,
for me,
I don't know how they would know that smoke, like lighting tinfoil, leads to Alzheimer's. Like, how would they do that research?
But doesn't the water filter it out?
that's what I think.
No, that's like that was said and knocked up, and I believed it for years. He's like, no, I smoke out of a bong. It cuts out all the addictive chemicals. And I was like, there was like a year in like middle school or high school. I was like, yeah, no, I don't smoke. I only smoke out of bongs. I don't want to get addicted to weed. And people were like, that's not a thing at all.
Filters are all the addictive shit.
Yeah,
I hear Seth Rogen saying that in my head right now.
Yeah. But it was funny too, because like what happened was like we couldn't like the guy wasn't getting back to us, so we saw these two girls walking, and I walked up to them, and we're like 14. I was like, you guys holding? They're like, what are you talking about? I was like, you guys holding. And they were like, what? They were like, do you guys have weed? They're like, oh, yeah.
We have weed.
What's holding?
Like holding, like you have drugs on you. I heard it in like a Jay and Silent Bob movie. I'm like, this is how all the potheads talk.
Nothing but coke, heroin, in your cock.
Yeah.
That's his response.
Yeah, and then we smoked, and I literally, my parents were drug testing me, so I had a friend pee in like a Purell container, and I taped it to my penis just as like a fake dick thing.
Wow.
Not a fake dick. It's not like people are like, oh, is that your penis? But like,
just like a dick.
No way he's doing drugs.
Yeah. That's a clean, sterile dick.
yeah.
That's a dick right there. Did you get away with it?
If I've ever seen
No,
one.
I did not get away with it. Somebody, what happened was like, this is how fucking stupid I was. I would go back to like the dock. We had like, it was my friend's dock. They had like a house on the lake that they didn't use, which is crazy. And we kept the weed there. And I would go with like, this is how fucking stupid I was. I was like, maybe if I write poetry and my dad catches me smoking weed, I can convince him that it's good for me. Like in my mind. So I had like a poem with me. And I was like, he'll catch me smoking weed. I'll be like, Dad, it makes me more creative.
Oh my god.
So I literally would show up with like a pre-written poem. I was like, yeah, he's gonna, yeah. Because he like has, my dad has like respect for the arts, I guess. But like not like he's just gonna let me smoke weed.
Sure.
But and then what happened was I like brought some friends there, and then somebody ratted me out and said I was like a huge drug dealer. And it was like the second time I smoked pot.
Wow.
Yeah, and my parents were like, we're gonna drug test you. So just tell us right now. We heard you smoke pot. And I was like, But it was like 3 weeks ago, so like I could have gotten away with it, but I was like, yeah, no. And then my wrestling coach found out because he's like, why are you grounded? And he's like, I was like, I got smoking weed. He's like, oh, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. And he fucked up a move and like broke my ankle. Yeah. And then he never really like fully apologized. He's like, and my parents too were like, they're like, you shouldn't have been smoking pot. And I was like,
this is the fucking 80s right now. Yeah. I'll fucking show you, pussy. It just hits you.
Yeah, I was like, I remember he was like, no, what you gotta do is we didn't know it was broken this time. He's like, you gotta get the blood flowing to it. He's like, walk on it. You really walk on it. So just walk on his tournament, just like, fuck.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
This guy sucks.
Oh, he totally sucked. Yeah. And then the next week we had a field trip to Busch Gardens, which is like a sweet theme park. Yeah. And then I get in line, and we wait for like 30 minutes to get to like Shikra, which is like the sweetest ride there. And they're like, oh, actually, you got a broken leg. They're like, you can't ride this ride. They're actually, you can't ride any of the rides here. So I just had to sit outside every single ride. And all my friends were like, dude, that was so much fun. They're like, dude. And it was just a whole day of that. Yeah.
Devastating.
I had a similar experience not being able to ride any of the rides at Busch Gardens.
Oh, my God.
I didn't fit on any of them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
My dad goes, hey, it's Father's Day, first of all. And he's like, hey, we should go to a theme park.
Yeah.
I go to a theme park with my best friend and my dad.
The theme was disappointed.
Yes. And I had to sit there and watch my best friend ride roller coasters with my dad.
They have pictures together of them like doing like a thumbs up.
They gave me a balloon. They made me wait at the end of every single one. Shit sucked, dude.
You could get them like frames too. That'd be so funny. Your dad like once a week looks at it, he's like, that was such a good day with my not disappointing son.
He asked me, he goes, you want to go again? I was like, fuck no. I've gotten fatter. Dude, no.
Yeah, I remember one time I went to an amusement park and they barely got me like the guy was like pushing down.
No.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah, and then I was like, all right, this is the last time I'll ever go to an amusement park, and it was.
That was enough.
Yeah, that was enough. I said, because if I'm going up, I'm not gonna be you.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I've ever been kicked. One of them, I was like, oh, I fit on the test seat. And I apparently did not. And they kicked me off in front of the fucking whole line.
Dude, a test seat is so humiliating. They're all like, we're going to decide if you're fit enough to ride this. And they're like,
they are calling their coworkers.
Yeah. We don't want to waste time with the line because we know it's going to be awkward. You're going to have to go back. So in front of everybody waiting, we see if it can fit on you.
You know what they did when they kicked me off? They were like, well, here's a voucher so you could skip the line to any of the other rides that you won't fucking fit on. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. The best is still that Family Guy where he's like, you might be too fat for this ride. He's like, how do we know? He's like, you have to not look hilarious on this little bicycle. Peter goes on, he goes, I'm sorry, sir.
I did. Me and my other buddy, who's like even like fatter than me, we went to Universal. We made a video of us not fitting on every single ride, and we did it as a joke, and it actually went viral. Like it did well.
Yeah.
And Universal saw it.
And
they sent me like a big apology like on Twitter. And they were like, "Let us know if you want to come to the park."
Yeah.
They thought I was like a fat activist.
Yeah. That's the thing, like that woman who's
You
like
started a movement.
or the movement of no movement.
Yeah. There was like that woman, I think she went off on like JetBlue or something because they didn't have seatbelt extenders. She's like, everyone should just come with a seatbelt extender.
I was pushing my seatbelt to the limit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to fully it has to be at the edge to fit.
But you've got a lot of muscle on you, so it looks like you know what I mean? I genuinely I just wanted to be nice, man. I don't know.
Hold on. Finish the sentence.
Go ahead, finish.
Looks good on you.
There you go.
Yeah. You're strong, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't figure out. That's why I'm like, I don't know which way I'm going to go. I'm like, I could keep eating the same amount and try to be like one of those. I'm never going to be you, but you know what I mean? Something like that.
I'm not going to be you filthy fucking animal.
They'll never understand.
What?
The not fat people.
No, they're not gonna. They don't get it.
And we live in a culture where we can't complain about it because you see videos of like fat people being like fatty McDoo-doos about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they ruin it for everybody.
I know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's got to be hard. But
look at this guy doing his fatty McDoo-doo dance on the internet. That's me. And then I'm like,
This fucking Numa guy. He's fucked.
Yeah, this Boomba Woomba. Just making life hard for our Chumbawambas.
Dude, I was like slightly bigger than I am now for I lost a little bit of weight and I was just totally taking fat valor like left and right. I was like, no, as like a fat guy, this is cool. Like I would say things and I was just like sort of out of shape.
Yeah. Everyone's like, you're not one of us.
Yeah.
You took like a DNA test and you're like 2% black.
Yeah.
As a black guy.
Yeah.
Did it fat wise.
2%
all the time, dude. Because I'd hear like a fat person complain about it. I'm like, I'm fat as shit. Who gives it? But I was like slightly out of shape. But it's mostly because my family would just always like roast me when I would gain weight. But it really just didn't bother me. I don't know. But my ex did not like it. Like she was like, the stomach is getting in the way during sex. And I'm like, okay, yeah. That was the only thing that I was like, all right, maybe now I'll start exercising. But
fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we all can't do things like I can't ride Harley Davidson, so you can't ride roller coasters.
Yeah, I can't ride roller coasters. You can't lift over 100 pounds. It's totally fine.
I can't. But that's
No, you can. Damn. Wait, can you really not?
I don't know. I don't look at the.
You were
things.
lit. We've been working out like every day together. You've been lifting. I saw you in there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think I'd lift over 100. Like every machine is like between 70 and 90.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why
Yeah.
you're all like cutting shit. This turned to like compliments because I think was mean to him.
Thank you.
It's no longer a comedy podcast.
It's just complimenting.
Listeners just like, these fucking nerds. Why are they being nice to each other? I don't care about that.
Yeah.
The funny part, though, when you had a broken, or no, okay, never mind. I thought you had a broken leg, and then I literally just remembered that whole part where you said you couldn't ride roller coasters because you were too fat. So now I take back what I was
Well,
gonna
no,
say.
I've torn my ACL like 3 times.
Did you have to? I remember I had to go to the beach, and I had to put like a condom on it, which was like, we were trying to hit on chicks on the beach, and I just had this giant plastic boot. It's just so like, it looks like, there's something about medical devices that are just so not hot. Like, it looks very disgusting.
That's what was preventing me from hitting on women at the beach was the medical device. The fat guy at the beach, he was like, dude, if I didn't have this brace on, I'd be tearing it up out here.
I think I got my dick sucked in that cast. I was very proud of that.
Dude, nice.
Yeah, it was a good beach trip. This is my first blowjob was a number that was written in the sand, and I just called it. And it was a girl that was like 2 years older, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to grab dinner with my family, but afterwards we should hang out. And then, just had my broken leg. I was like, do you want to sign the cast?
Wow.
A number written in the sand. Like, she literally like wrote her number in the sand. You called it, or?
Yeah. I was like, hey, who's this? And she's like, oh, I'm like some chick up here with big titties. And I'm like,
She's like, I want
God
to
is
suck
good.
some guy's dick. I'm gonna run.
you better have a broken ankle.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, success story.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like, because that's like finding a number on a bathroom stall and it not being someone trying to kill you.
Yeah.
You.
The odds,
Wow.
the amount of dudes that probably walked by that and they're like, what is it going to be? Some chick who's going to blow me? Doubtful. yeah.
What do you think? I'm a fucking idiot?
Yeah. Not again. I'm not falling for this one again. I have a friend who wrote another friend's name on a bus stop in, what was it? I think it was Key West. And he's like, called this number for good blowjobs. And the guy, like, I think Key West is hard to get to. They lived in Miami. So it's like a 5-hour drive from Miami. And this guy said, like, instead of changing his number, he literally just drove to Key West for the day and, like, scraped his name off of the bench. Just
I thought you were gonna say instead of changing his number, he just sucked all those guys' dicks.
That would have been easier than driving to Key West and all.
Yeah.
There's only an idiot would call a number you see in fucking public.
Yeah. It'd be real fucking stupid.
Yeah,
to do
real
that.
dumbass.
Yeah. Have you been to Key West?
No, don't they have like that fucking freaky ass like bridge that's like a couple miles
Yeah,
long,
it's
just
terrifying.
over water, dog?
Yeah.
Bro, I drive like they have one of those in Tampa. It's like only a couple miles long.
I bet
So it's like
the St. Pete to Tampa one?
it's like it's like a 3-5 minutes where you're just if you drive over that at night and you just look left and right, you're just like darkness, bro.
Yeah.
I just immediately think of Jaws and like, what if I just fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get those weird thoughts.
Yeah, I had to do that drive one time because, like, I was in one of the keys of my family, and I thought I had COVID. You know when you heard one person had COVID, and you're like, well, I definitely have it now. And, I was one of those people that got tested all the time. Because I would be reckless and then get tested all the time. And then it was a weird battle between me telling my friends to fuck off because they'd be like, you're so reckless. And I'm like, yeah, I got tested last week, though. Did you? And they'd be like, no.
Were you in New York, right?
No, because it's 6 months of COVID, I was in Florida. Dude, we did the first show together. You remember that?
Oh my God, you're right. At fucking it was a beach house.
Yeah.
I got a lot of shit for that.
Oh, of course. I told them to take me off the flyer. I was like, do not put me on the flyer because New York comics are like, literally, they're like, you raped my grandma.
You're
I'm like,
killing
Jesus
everybody.
Christ. Yeah. Dude, people were literally like, I literally heard people say, they're like, my grandma would still be here if it wasn't for these people. You're like, Jesus Christ.
If it wasn't for you.
Yeah, that was a very virtuous time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I had someone like bash me entirely on the internet for doing that show outside at a beach.
Yeah.
We didn't force anyone to go to it.
Yeah.
We just came.
Yeah.
And then those people after everything goes down, they're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
What was all that just like for show? Or like you did, like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I still give Dan Carney so much. I think I told you about this, like the night of COVID, like the weekend before.
The night of living
The
COVID.
night before COVID.
There was one night where it was like we're like the world's not going to shut down, and then that Monday the world shut or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was, I believe it was St. Patrick's Day or something like that. And I remember I was texting Dan Carney. I give him shit for this like literally once a week. He goes, anybody who goes out this weekend is responsible for thousands of lives. And I went, I completely agree. And just went to the bars and blacked out and just was a complete piece of shit.
I was ironically that night, I was eating Chinese food with Christoph.
Oh, yeah. You're like, we're going to be doing this for a while. Yeah.
We went and got like fucking like supplies and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was funny that first week where you're like, dude, if I do the right things, this will be over. Like I remember I was like, I was so mad at people. I was like, why are you wearing your mask? Like, if we just wear this, we'll be good in a week. And then, boy, were we wrong.
I remember like I was like I was drinking back then, and I was depressed, and I wasn't leaving the house anyways. I was like excited that everyone else was staying, and I was like, yeah. And then I had a reason not to do anything. Yeah. So I loved COVID for a while.
Yeah. Well, I liked it because I could do shows in Florida, and there was this special feeling when you're doing shows and nobody else in the world is. I do 3 shows a week and drink the other rest of the nights of the week, and I'll be like, I'm like one of the hardest working comics in the world right now. And I literally like that day, like I remember I would be my buddy, we would take Xanax and drink and go canoeing, and it was like the most fun experience ever.
Xanax and canoeing, what a combo!
Totally, yeah.
Very calming.
Yeah.
Oh,
how was
two
that?
calming
Dude,
things?
amazing until my friends started getting crazier. So what happened is he's like, there's this island in the middle of the lake, and he's like, dude, you should take some more Xanax. I was like, nah, dude, like I've been drinking beers all day. I'm like, no, he goes, so you're gonna make me take it and drive? And I was like, what? All right, I
don't take it.
Yeah. I was like, all right, dude, I guess. So I fucking took it, and then we I remember it was so funny because he met my parents. He just still obviously drove like just way too fucked up. And then he saw my parents, and he's such a sharp guy. My parents were like, he's really got it figured out. And I'm like, if only you knew. And then we go back to his house. He's like this like preppy white guy, but he has like lots of hood friends. So he brings over this like hood dude. And for like an hour, I just have this vague memory of me taking cool pictures and videos of them with like money and guns. Like literally, like he had like hundreds. Like he was Jesus Christ, like his arms out like this, and the other guy just had like a Glock right here. And then he was like, dude, then we went to a strip club, and then it was like my buddy's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my Glock to the strip club. I was like, what? He goes, dude, people always get shot at strip clubs. You got to bring your gun. I was like, yeah, because guys like you bring their gun to the strip club. And then we went. It was masks on, tits out. Like that was like the yeah.
The promotional.
Dude, it was kind of sexy. Like there was a sexy like seediness to it. It felt like I was in like a James Bond movie where he goes to a foreign country and there's like a thing. And one of my friends was like he was a fighter, and he just like won a fight. So he had like 2 black eyes. And is literally just emotionlessly throwing money, like literally just like not even like sexy doing. He's just like throwing piles of money.
Wow.
And then and then I remember I snuck into the Uber with just like it was like last call, so I just had like 5 beers down my pants that I spilled all over the place.
Wow.
And that was far from the last time I took Xanax. I continued to take it here and there.
I got to do Xanax more.
Yeah.
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah. That's like the correct way to do it. But I ended up, dude, last weekend, I've had weird scenarios where like I'm not going to defend my drug use. I do it. But I took Klonopin's like a weaker Xanax. And I took that like...
I think it's a stronger Xanax. Klonopin's like...
No, it just lasts longer.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's weaker, yeah. But I took it, and I was going to go to, what's it called? Like, I was going to go to bed. And then my friend's like, dude, this guy we met at this comedy show, like, invited us to this casino, and he's going to pay for all of our drinks all night. And I was like, I guess I'll go. And so I ended up just getting, like, it was like, there's something very amazing about being in a casino, being drunk, and on Klonopin, and being like, I don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
It was a really wonderful...
It's like winner's mentality.
Yeah. Literally, it was like, I was like, this is the most at peace I've ever felt in my life. And it was literally just like 2 a.m. and I'm like, the lights are awesome. I was like, life is beautiful. And
wow.
It really is a Zen thing not to give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
It's just you achieved it with Klonopin.
Yeah.
However you have to get there is fine.
Yeah, some people meditate, like work out, healthy shit. You're just like fucking pissed.
Beers and Klonnies.
I think that'll be the last. Yeah, it was like I wasn't like hammered, but it was just like this level of. And I love when there's something great about being drunk and saying I don't give a fuck. Like literally saying it out loud. Like nobody cares that you don't care, but they're just like, hey, nice to see you. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
And you gotta say fuck like that.
Yeah, fuck.
It's like one of the only times where someone who's saying out loud, I don't give a fuck, actually doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Most people say, I don't give a fuck. They give a fuck.
Yeah,
they care a lot.
But I'm like wildly responsible. Like I didn't gamble a single dollar. Like I was like, I love the environment. Like I love the lights. I love just the whole. It was beautiful. I was like, this is great. I took like some great pictures of my friends, and it was a good time. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's a magical evening.
Just taking pictures of your friends.
Yeah. It was my buddy James. I'm like, James is the best. And he was
James is the best.
Yeah. He's just like like we were like hooking up with chicks, but we were just hanging out with like random girls. And it's like him with like, he always has this like very blank, James Pontillo, he was in the last episode if you're listening, but just very blank look on his face. So just like a very average guy with like two girls just being like all slutty and stuff like that. You're like, it's nice. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I think we're about to wrap up though. Is there anything you guys want to promote?
I got I Know You Fucking Lying podcast with David Jolly and Ike Rafferty coming out in a couple weeks. Episode 1. You can go to I know I'm so dumb.
I know you IKY
Yeah.
FL
on YouTube. And that's it. I'm terrible at this.
My bad. Did I step on it? I was trying to help.
No, you helped. I couldn't.
I just didn't want to.
No, I couldn't think of.
Are you dyslexic?
No, I'm just.
Just dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, that was rude.
Promote?
We're plugging. Just my YouTube. I'm just gonna be dropping a fuck ton more content for that.
Okay.
It's just Jake Ricca, JakeRicca.
Perfect. Anything?
The Dylan Sullivan Show on YouTube.
All right, sweet. Thank you.
Woo.